Japan, land of the rising sun. We think of peaceful temples and pretty cherry blossoms. We think of old traditions and polite people. But what if I told you this isn't the whole story? What if a lot of what you know about Japan is like a carefully made illusion? Behind this perfect picture is a history full of hidden truths, stories we haven't heard, and simmering conflicts. From the shadowy forests of its ancient past to the bright city streets of today, Japan has secrets. This is a journey to the heart of Japan, a quest to find what's real beyond the myth. Get ready to think differently. Our journey starts thousands of years ago, long before anyone wrote anything down, in the time of the Jomon people. Imagine people living with nature, their lives connected to the forest. They were good hunters, gatherers, and artists.
Their pottery, decorated with special cord markings, shows us their deep spiritual connection to nature.
But the Jomon weren't alone. Later in the Yayoi period, new people came from the mainland. These newcomers brought rice farming, bronze, and iron, changing Japan forever. This change wasn't always peaceful. Fights over resources and cultural differences left their mark, hidden over time. Hundreds of years later, Japan entered the Heian period, a time known for its beautiful art, writing, and fancy court life. Imagine a world of elegant writing, flowing robes, and the soft music of the biwa. This was a golden age of Japanese art and beauty.
But under this refined world, something darker was happening. Power struggles in the court, secret plots, and the constant chase for influence tell a different story. While poets wrote beautiful poems, political games were changing the country's future.
Section 4. The Iron Fist and the Silk Glove. As the Heian period ended, a new power appeared, the samurai.
These warriors, who followed the Bushido code of honor, would become the face of Japan for hundreds of years. Imagine a warrior in shining armor, his face serious and determined. He is a symbol of loyalty, discipline, and fighting skill.
But the samurai era wasn't just about noble battles and unwavering loyalty. It was also a time of harsh power struggles, cruel ambition, and bloody fights. The same code of honor that defined the samurai could be used to excuse terrible violence and betrayal. Section 5. Shadows of the Shogunate. The Edo period saw Japan united under the Tokugawa shogunate. It was a time of relative peace and stability, a time of economic growth and cultural flourishing.
Imagine busy cities, colorful woodblock prints, and exciting kabuki plays. Japan seemed peaceful.
But even in this quiet time, some people were unhappy. Farmers revolted because of hunger and high taxes, challenging the shogunate.
Thinkers and artists working in secret questioned how things were. The beginnings of rebellion were there.
Section 6. The Dragon's Forced Awakening. Commodore Perry's black ships arriving in 1853 ended Japan's isolation. Forced to open up to the world, Japan quickly modernized in the Meiji Restoration. Imagine factories appearing everywhere, trains connecting cities, and Japanese people trying Western clothes and technology. But this change had a price. The fast pace of westernization caused social problems, unfair differences in wealth, and a loss of identity. Many Japanese people felt their traditions and values were disappearing. Trying to balance the old and the new would have a big impact on the future. Section 7. Unmasking the Past. Japan's story isn't just about peace and order. It's a mix of conflict and change, of beauty and violence, of new ideas and old traditions. The image of Japan we see is often a carefully made picture meant to show its good points and hide its problems.
But underneath is a deeper, more interesting story waiting to be discovered. By questioning what we think we know, by looking past the perfect picture, we can start to understand the real story of Japan.
A story of strength and adaptation, of creativity and conflict, of a country always between its past and its future. The journey to uncover the real Japan starts now.